If Vignette had been the mole.
Yeah.
You give that person all the incentive in the world to just do it. Like, all right, that's good.
You want me to kill him? Perfect.
Right.
Don't torture this guy to admit that he's the mole.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Let me
kill him.
Clean this up.
Don't worry. He'll tell me.
Hey, Internet. It's Paul. It's Matt. The Dork Lords. We are here talking about Carnival Row. Season 1, episodes 3 and 4. Kingdom of the Moon. And the joining of unlike things. There's a lot to actually go over here in terms of recapping, but I'll try to keep the recap short. You've seen it already if you're watching this.
Yeah, there you go.
But generally speaking... spoilers. Episode 3, flashback for the most part.
Yes.
Where we see the origin of how Philo met Vignette.
Yes.
This is, I think, my favorite episode of the 4 I've watched so far.
That's interesting.
I like it. I like the way it's shot. It's set in this Tir Nanak area, so the land of the Fae. They're up north where it's all snowy.
That's what you like the most about it?
Yep, that's it. So,
okay.
No, I mean, and also I appreciated their relationship. I think they did a good job at showing how they came to be attracted to each other.
It's a little fast for me.
Okay, well, all right, fair enough. It is only an hour, so they're like, go.
Yeah, it's like, I'm distrustful of you. Oh, but here's a book.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we see how they met, how they fell in love, and then how ultimately Philo left and then made Vignette think he was dead.
Yes. And we also saw his buddy become a wolf.
Yes, Darius. We saw who we previously saw in a previous episode in jail in the present. We see in the past when he was bitten by a werewolf. I don't think they call them werewolves.
No,
but
they don't.
The pact people can inject themselves and turn into werewolves at their choosing.
Right, and I want to make note of the fact that as change, as a dramatic change that was for him, and the fact that it was about a war, it's not really figuring that much into the story.
You're talking who? Who are we talking about? For Darius?
Yes. It's like, they were basically at war with these werewolves. And then, so that is what caused the problems for the poor Fae, and they had to leave their little island. At least the ones that we saw anyway are on the island of Great Britain or whatever they are.
The Berg.
The Berg, yes. And so, and I guess, but it doesn't feel like it's like a predominant theme, or we're not even seeing any characters from that area, from the Pact.
Oh, the Pact itself, you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, I think the reason we're not seeing people from the Pact is that obviously the Berg is like everyone except the Pact is welcome here.
Yeah.
So they're shut out from this
right.
storyline.
So it's a really important part of why the world is the way it is, and we haven't seen. Right.
Well, there is a season 2.
Right, I'm just saying. It's interesting, the fact that they're really building up this part.
And maybe, I've only watched the first 4 episodes. How about you?
Okay. I haven't gotten ahead this time.
So it's
because
possible,
you got ahead of me while watching the complete 4th episode. So
it's possible. I'm not necessarily banking odds on this, but it's possible that some of this political intrigue we're seeing with Absalom and his wife Piety, who's the villain, maybe there's something packed.
Maybe there is. Maybe she's
trying to undermine the Berg.
Maybe if he'd notice, whenever there's a moon out, you don't hang around.
Yes, that's something we did learn.
Or maybe that's what the witch does.
That's true.
Don't be werewolf.
She's a pixie.
Don't be.
I think she's a pixie.
But she's a pixie witch.
Pixie witch. But so we learn is that the Pact. They have lycanthropy, apparently, and they can inject it so that they don't have to wait for the full moon to turn into wolves. Yeah. But people bitten, a la Darius, when the full moon comes, they transform for the night. And so we get the idea that at some point when he went back to the real world, to the Berg, it either got found out or he admitted it, and they were like, all right, fine, we're putting you in jail.
Right.
And now he's in jail to protect everybody. Although you would think you just got to put him in jail when the moon's full, right?
I think they assume. I mean, that's what they were talking about in that episode, right? It's sort of like, once you're there, it's sort of like you're an enemy.
Yeah.
So, it's sort of like...
Is he part of the pact? I mean,
right.
He's not, but I mean,
right.
maybe in their minds.
Yeah. No, it's like they're an enemy, so they're going to intern you.
Yeah. All right, so that's generally episode 3.
Yeah.
Then episode 4 comes back to
let's talk about the breakup, because you have some thoughts.
Well, no, I do have some thoughts. I'm just saying, I'm kind of
just
just
doing
the
episode, though. Oh, I see. Oh, yeah.
To get back to it.
All right, then people died in the second one.
And then people died in the second one. So we open the second one with this creature murders someone from the little foundling school, which apparently was where Philo grew up.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna get some sort of like let's rip his wings off scene.
I thought actually the little kid we saw in the beginning was Philo.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was still in flashback, but it wasn't.
No.
I think deliberately so. I think it was like,
yeah.
So we find out that this creature, first of all, Philo encounters it in the sewers, shoots at it, it leaves behind another liver, and he, questions some folks he knows, a little priestess or whatever, and she's like, oh, it's probably this Dark Asher. Dark Ashers are basically like golems. They are, little Frankenstein monster zombie things where they combine different dead corpses, and then you can control them, you raise them, and then they are essentially your automaton. Go kill that thing.
Your slave.
So someone is creating this Dark Asher and then having it go kill probably select people. So we've had it kill this singer pixie.
Yes.
And we've had it kill this guy from the foundling school.
Yes.
That is connected to Philo.
So question.
We know that. So I don't know necessarily how those are. Okay, question.
Do you think we've seen the creature's master?
Yes.
You do? Ooh.
Yeah, we were halfway through this show now.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's somebody hanging out in the town.
But you don't know. Or do you have a theory?
I don't know.
Is that person gonna die?
Yes, actually. Whoever's controlling the critter dies. But I've got another death prediction, which I'll come up to later.
Suspense.
But okay, so we find out there's this creature. It can be resurrected, and then I don't know how long it. Oh, actually, we do know how long they live, because Philo. This is the weird part to me, where Philo's like, "Huh, I wonder if this is a real thing. Let me take 2 dead creatures, and I'll go to this seer who happens to be the same woman that's in league with Piety, I think."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
It looked like the same woman. I don't know if they
sure.
all have the same look. And let's try to see if she can put these things together.
Sure, of course.
And she's like, yeah, first of all, it'll live as long as you live, I think is what she said, or something like that. They'll have life as long as you draw breath, or something like that. Meaning to me that like this thing that's out there will live as long as whoever's controlling it.
Sure. Okay.
But also, I need your semen.
Yes.
Now, this was.
She doesn't say semen though.
She does seed.
She says the same thing that you would use to create life in other situations. Yes. So you said the word seed.
I think she said seed. And then instead of like, here's a bottle, come back with a sample, she blows some smoke in his face, basically slips him a Mickey,
Yes.
sexually assaults him, making him think that he's having sex with Vignette, his true love. And then, like, he's pretty cool with it.
Well, he says, hey, if this is a lot of charlatanry, then I'll be upset. But provided that you really need it for what you say you needed it for.
Look, as long as I come back and there's a molefish that's under my control, then fine. I'm glad that you sexually assaulted me.
Yeah.
And then she's pouring it out in front of him. She's like, yep, I got the stuff.
Yeah, but if there's no
Zip
molefish, then
we're going to have words.
We're going to, yeah.
So it was a weird...
We better have a proper date.
It was a weird scene. And it was just odd. I was like, wait...
Yeah. Well, this is what he told me about it before I saw it. So I didn't even appreciate how, when I imagined the scene happening, that it's just like, oh, what do you need? Oh, I need the same thing you need from, you would need to make a baby, and then. Phew, it's like it was no time
There's
at
no
all.
time at all. She doesn't give him a chance to think about it, or obviously.
Oh, that's what you need. Yeah.
Yep. Let's do this.
Of course, you could send it because you said, "What do you need?" That's what anybody means.
What I might have done. Let's say I'm Philo, and I'm like, I wonder if this can be done. I might go to this person who apparently I've been told can do it, and say, "Hey, is this a thing you can do?" And then when she says, "Yeah, I can," great. All right, well, then I now know it can be done. I mean, to what end are you going to create a molefish or whatever it is that he's got? I'm going to take a rabbit wombat, and now you've got a creature that maybe it becomes like his little sidekick. Hey, little Philo Jr., attack! I don't know, whatever. Or will we see Philo Jr.?
Maybe this is just a preamble to the real story.
Yeah. Right, it's the story of this creature.
Molefish.
It's somehow, since it's got his seed, it's got his DNA in it, so it's part Philo,
yes,
part molefish,
yes,
and it's like his further adventures.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
well, this kind of exposes, or not exposes, but it calls to mind one of the difficulties, and it's it's hard to do in a story that has magic in it. So in the other episode that we saw that character in, she was like, there are limits to whatever.
You had to kill a bear
that was just bullshit.
Yeah. Right, because she was lying anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to feed you a load of crap.
Yeah.
But maybe this is what that is too. Maybe she's like, I'll just sexually assault you. And,
you want to know what your future is? Well,
that looks a lot like just a stray dog. I don't know. No, this is the creation. It's part you. Anyway. Go away. Wakes up in the sewer. What?
With his pants down.
So anyway, so you're saying she says there's limits, and the problem with magic. What is your point?
No, well, I mean, there's only so much you can do, and so it's hard to know when a character, what they can do and what they can't do. That's all. You certainly don't want them to be omniscient and doing stuff, or omnipotent, really, I guess, right? Because omniscient would be knowing all. Yeah, so
know the story.
So anyway.
So we've got that plot line. We've got the plot line of Vignette having talked to Philo and been seen talking to Philo on the street. She gets wrongly accused of being this inside mole.
Yep.
And the assassin, I call it the Assassins Guild, the Black Ravens.
Yes.
And so, in order to save her life, she has to give up. She has to figure out who the actual mole is before midnight.
Yes.
She uses tourmaline. Tourmaline talks to Philo. Philo's like, well, my inside man is this guy Hamlin. So they sell out Hamlin.
Yeah.
And then Vignette is forced to kill Hamlin. We'll talk about that as well, because that's a weird scene. But she's forced to kill Hamlin. She does so, cuts off his wings, puts him down, is like, aha! See? And she gets a promotion. So she's now a higher up, trusted in the ranks of the Black Ravens, with the caveat that she shouldn't be hanging around Philo.
No. But they don't need to worry. She says, you don't need to worry about that.
Oh, that's right.
I've had enough of him.
Yeah. And we see that Philo has decided to try to pick. He's going to pick a side. He's picking the human side.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, spoiler alert: he's half pixie. I think I figured that out, and I think I don't know that we knew per se that he was a half pixie.
No, we found out the previous episode.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
But so he was half pixie. So he's making this decision to stay with the human half of himself.
Yes.
We just hadn't said that in our video.
No, we didn't.
So now we said it.
So
he's decided,
hey, that in our previous episode.
Portion.
Talking about the previous episode.
We guessed, and we guessed correctly.
Yeah, we did. We were right.
Ding. So Portia, the human that he was hanging out with, he decides to go on a date with her, and he's going to give it a shot. Now, that's not going to work out, but whatever.
The only thing he reveals to her is that he had a previous relationship. I mean, he wasn't telling her so much, and so she was getting upset. But in this one, he's like, okay, yes, I was the bad one. I hurt her.
But
And
it's
that's
also
it.
like he's
Nothing
making
else,
a choice to say.
not about the fact that he's a fae.
True.
And that's why you can't see a doctor.
I'm just thinking him trying to shut out the fae side of him is not going to work.
No,
Like he's going to have to.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she'll be. Presumably, she'll be mollified by the fact that he shared that bit.
Yes.
But he's going to share more.
Oh, good point.
Yeah,
Good point.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah, you say that. Yes.
Oh, you think he will?
Yeah,
so
he
you think
probably
he'll
will.
say that he's a fae, half fae?
Maybe.
Wow.
If he's trying to put it behind him, then maybe not. Maybe he's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
These marks on my back, these are sunburn.
I mean, it'd be interesting if he does. I just don't think he will.
Well, here's what I was thinking more in the line of that line from Darius. When Darius is... Philo tracks Darius, realizes, oh, yep, he's a werewolf. It's full moon. Here's your clothes back.
Yes.
And Darius is like, yeah, but it's a curse, but it's also like, it feels like I'm free.
Right.
When I embrace this side of me, it's free. Like it was always there, and now I can embrace it. I feel like that's
coming for him.
That's a Philo thing too. Philo is half and half, right?
Right.
Philo is this fey human.
Yes.
And so the fey side of him is maybe this idea of he's always hiding secrets. He's hid the secret of even being alive for 7 years.
Yes.
Much less his entire life has been hiding being a fae.
Yes.
And so the idea of just being free to embrace who he is, I think at some point that fighting against that.
What's that going to be?
Well, I don't know what that is, but I think it's just I can't live in the human world as just be a human guy anymore. Just,
right.
Without
okay.
embracing who I am.
Right. Okay.
And so that's where I think he's gonna. I don't know how that manifests itself.
Yeah, I don't know either.
He maybe sprouts new wings and flies away.
I mean, I think. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be tragic in that aspect where he won't be able to feel like he fits in to the humans, but he's not going to be able to feel like he fits into the fae either. I think he's just going to be a tragic character. Presuming that. I'd be surprised if it came out at the end in terms of, we know he's a fae. I don't think that's going to come out.
Okay.
But, I mean, that's, I feel like, I don't know where they're going, but I feel like the larger world of it has to be some kind of another different solution for the fairies, and also what's the deal with the pact.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, we see this theme, it's a robust theme, which is in part of the title of this, the joining of unlike things.
Yeah.
So you've got, obviously, Philo himself is two unlike. He's a fae and a human.
Right.
You got Darius. He's a werewolf man. You've got the mole.
I wonder if those aren't all that way, though.
What do you mean?
I mean...
Oh, like all of the pact?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the pact are just humans. I think they have to, maybe they've...
Right, but I mean... It's like they were human until they got bit, and then they...
Right, or they've got a way... Now that they've put it into syringe form, they can, give you the... As though you were bit.
I wonder... Yeah, okay.
But so there's that duality of, hey, I'm a werewolf, I'm a wolf, but I'm also a man. Then you've got this, whatever it was, mole, rat, fish thing.
Yes.
I'm uniting these two pieces to make it one weird, horrible thing.
Yes.
The creature itself, the Dark Asher, is this combination of... Oh, it looks like it has a troll foot. Now it has a puck foot.
Yeah.
You've got Imogen and Agrius.
Yes.
Human and a puck.
Yes.
The joining of two unlike things.
Yeah,
she opens the door and lets him in.
Yes.
So you've got, that theme is very common in this thing.
Yeah, sure.
So on that front, Imogen invites Agrius over. We were talking about this idea of why is she inviting him over? Is it just to extort money from him? He thinks she's just playing it up as a joke, and he gets angry about it. Then he realizes, after having his spies report to him, oh no, she wanted money out of me. Oh, well, okay.
Well, it's going to be a transactional relationship. Yeah. So he's and it's certainly much better for both of them, the fact that that they just come out and say it.
Yeah. So she's like, hey, I need the cash. I can give you respectability because I'm, and so come on in.
Yep.
So that was that little subplot.
Yeah.
Okay, before we go back and talk about the past, let's finish up talking about the present. So the one thing that was odd to me, other than the I need your seed, was in the moment when Vignette is going to murder Hamlin. So she's been, called up. Dahlia, the boss, is like, I'm going to kill you unless you tell me. She's like, it's Hamlin. She's like, well, if you believe it so much, you kill him.
Sure.
So she being Vignette, like, tricks Hamlin to meet her in a remote location.
Yes.
He thinks it's for sex.
Yep.
She's like, hey, that's right. You always wanted to have sex with me, so close your eyes.
Yep.
He does so. Now, that would be the moment you'd think,
sure.
Stab, dead, if she's going to be that devious about it. She's gone to this whole subterfuge.
Yes.
And yet, she's like, okay, now, walk over here.
Yep.
And she leads him over to the side of the balcony.
Yes.
Which, again, with a guy with wings, it doesn't really matter if he falls.
No, it doesn't
so
really.
that's not a thing.
Nope.
And then she backs up. Then she, like a switchblade, she like, that alerts him. And he's like, what's going on? And she's like, now I have to kill you.
Yes.
And then they fight. And it's like, I think this was results-oriented plotting. What they wanted was the two fairies fighting in the air. And they didn't necessarily get there the right. I mean, it just felt really awkward the way they got there. Because she had all kinds of ways, if she was going to kill him, just to kill him.
Yes,
and instead, she's like, I'm going to give you a chance. Now I'll run at you and we fly. I don't know. It was just weird. The setup was odd.
Sure. I don't disagree. I mean, what I've been thinking about is the fact that, okay, we have the group, the Red Storm. No. The Assassins group.
Oh, okay.
They say
Black Raven.
The Black Raven.
Red Storm.
The Assassins group. They say we've got a mole, and hey,
cricket.
Yep. And Vignette is doing something shady. She's talking to a cop. Hey, what? We think you're the mole.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. But
I knew him from before.
I'll find the mole.
Right.
Okay, so she's able to figure out the mole, even though she was far too confident. That's one thing that her friend Tourmaline was saying, like, how are you going to do that in a day? I'll find a way. Well, your way is me doing it.
Yeah. That's right, Tourmaline.
So she gets the name, and she's like, this is the person. And they were like, okay.
Right, like, in other words, it's a good point. Like, if you suspect someone is a mole, and they tell you, no, it's this other guy, and then your response is like, all right, fine, go kill him.
Yeah.
You give the person, if that person is indeed the mole, if Vignette had been the mole, you give that person all the incentive in the world to just kill him. Like, all right, that's good.
You want me to kill him? Perfect.
Right.
Don't torture this guy to admit that he's the mole.
Exactly.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
No.
Let me
kill him.
Clean this up.
Don't worry. He'll tell me. It's almost like
with Piety, right?
Yeah, like Piety.
Like, oh, he told me where where our son is. Wink, wink. Exactly.
Yeah.
Good point. So yes, it's not the smartest form of
no, not at all.
Keeping your organization running.
No, but of course, I mean, it's like that's why I suggested to you that I wonder if they're not going to make it so that Vignette takes over the group, because I feel like the way that they're so ruthlessly every episode showing how they treat the people under them. It's just sort of like, Jesus.
What's the good part about this joint?
I mean, they did establish before, when she was on the island, when Vignette was on the island, that she was this sort of crusader that people were, sort of dependent on.
She was trying to save the
so
faith.
I feel as if that role is going to come back. I mean, I can't imagine. I don't know.
I'm not sure what the book is. Is the book like receipts? She got handed a book like, you're going to be. You lead them.
She's leading somebody.
District or something.
Yeah. I don't know.
But I'm like, is that like an Al Capone thing where it's like, you didn't pay your taxes, now you go to jail?
Yeah, who knows?
I guess in the subplot involving Absalom, Piety, and their kid Jonah. Jonah had been kidnapped by Piety, unbeknownst to everyone else. She frames the political rival, convinces Absalom, her husband, Jared Harris, to arrest
Yes.
her rival and torture him
Yes.
for information on where the kid is. Obviously, he doesn't know where the kid is because he didn't do it.
Nope.
So then Piety goes into his cell and poisons him. And then as he dies, she's like, oh, it was terrible. He's dead. But he told me first. So they release the son. He's back now. But in the moment when he's free, he hears his mom walk by with her high-heeled shoes.
That's right.
And damn if he doesn't figure that out.
That's right.
Now that seems a little
Well, we assume,
far-fetched.
I guess, that maybe it might just be an example of PTSD. Oh
because
no!
she walked by him while he was blindfolded in
Yes.
in the high-heeled shoes,
Yep.
and so I think there's the reason they lingered on it
I
was
think-
he now knows his mom kidnapped him
I think you're right.
based on high-heeled shoes.
I'm just saying though that that's more plausible actually than what you were suggesting, where it's like, what is that? What?
Maybe she's the only person who has high-heeled shoes
That could be
in the Berg.
Yeah,
I haven't really been
That's
paying
right.
attention.
No, because people don't typically
Heel toe.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he that is some
Yeah.
good figuring out, sir.
Maybe
he
it
should be
was-
on the cops.
Maybe it was the unholy union of something with high-heeled shoes and a mole.
And a mo
Something, yeah.
and someone's seed. Ew.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of which, Jared Harris. That's the guy who's going to die.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Yes, you did.
Yeah,
mention
Jared
that.
Harris.
You've been matted.
You've been matted. I'm just saying, he is married to this horribly evil woman.
Yes.
Who has kidnapped the kid, who's kind of made him go out of his mind a little bit, is manipulating the crap out of him. At some point, he's going to figure it out. Now, his son already knows. His son might even go to him and be like, hey, Dad, Mom kidnapped me. I don't know if he will, but I'm saying enough people know Jared Harris is going to find out, and he's not the guy that's going to take down his wife.
I feel like
he's going to get killed by his wife.
I feel like if that was going to happen, then I would think that they would want either the wife or the son to be involved in politics then to still have that part of the story around.
Okay.
I feel like it's more likely that the son will die, and because either I think it's like, oh no, the thing that I wanted to save I couldn't save.
Oh, like a little... Yeah, okay. I can see that, but
because,
my instinct is telling me Jared Harris is dead.
He's the only character that we know now who's in the government.
True.
You know,
Even
so
his
unless
rival's gone.
there's some kind of my husband died and now I'm taking his job
Maybe.
thing, which
it's a
you
little
know,
weak, but maybe.
yeah, I feel like that's weak, but that's the only way I could see it.
I just feel like just seeing his reactions at Jared Harris,
you know, and too,
I just feel like
I feel like
his days are numbered.
I feel like well, I guess Orlando Bloom's a pretty big star, so I guess they wouldn't necessarily. But you don't want to just have
Unless they're
one
gonna do a,
real big star. You want
Sean
another
Bean
person,
moment with
you know.
Game of Thrones.
But then
spoiler
maybe,
alert.
maybe, you know, they only booked him for a certain number of episodes, though. So.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking with Jared Harris. Was like maybe, he's a big name guy. You pulled him in for this. He'll get a nice death scene.
Yeah, but
No, Orlando Bloom is certainly living.
oh yeah, no, I'm just saying that. You know,
Right.
I can
Who
see
are the other characters you're saying? Who are the other names in the show? You want to keep
right.
the name.
Yeah, right. I was like initially I was thinking he's a pretty big name, but not bigger than Orlando Bloom.
Yeah. No.
But he's like the only other big name in the show that I can think of.
Correct.
So, and actually, I guess comparatively, a lot of people don't know who Jared Harris is.
Yeah.
He's just been in it a lot, and it's like, oh, he really can act. Let's put him in there. I'm
sticking with my matted prediction though. I think Jared Harris bites it.
I think it's more likely this time.
Okay, so you go with Jonah.
Yeah.
I don't know who the actor is for that guy.
Me neither. Yeah,
so,
that's part of my point.
That's one of your points. All right. I'll say this. I don't think both of them die.
Oh, no.
So one or the other.
No.
Either the son or the dad dies.
Yeah, and and if the dad dies, and then the son knows that first she had me, you know, kidnapped, and then or at least it was responsible.
So maybe
in
the
some
son kills the mom or something like that.
So that's the end of the first
revenge.
season.
I'm saying he's dead.
I mean, because unfortunately we don't even know what her plan yet is. So I feel like that's going to be crucial.
Good point. I'm assuming it's political. That's
yeah. In which case, why would you want to kill that guy?
I'm just saying she's got it in for him.
Well.
Okay.
Well,
we'll figure it out.
I don't know. I think she felt sympathy for how much he was suffering, even though she used that to her advantage.
Huh. I think she was play acting the whole time.
Okay.
Which is why we saw her pretend to cry after she'd already killed off she's like, oh God. Yeah.
So do you think she actually doesn't care at all?
I think she doesn't care at all.
About her husband or her son?
Certainly her husband. Maybe the son? No, she cares about her son. But man, she did some horrible things to him.
Yeah. Well, she kidnapped him, but she didn't torture.
She didn't torture. Well, except she let him sit naked in a sewer with a sack on his head for like a week. I don't know. That's good parenting. You know what that is? You know, she gave him 3 square meals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway. All right. Well, we'll find out soon.
We will find out.
So, all right. So there's those things. There are, there's other little plot points here and there, but let's talk about the past. So, got situation. The Berg shows up to save the Fae and themselves from the Pact.
Sure.
They're trying to get some resources from the land as well. But the pixies are like, yeah, come and help us. So they find this old pixie fortress.
Yes.
And they commandeer it. And there's a little tension there where you're like, oh shit, there's about to be a war between the pixies and the Berg, and there isn't. They're like, okay, fine.
Yep.
But
they don't trust them.
I was kind of expecting a little more of like the human soldiers being dickish to the pixies, and they really aren't.
No.
There's not a whole lot of versions of them going, you there, whatever. They help each other.
Yes. I mean, in a limited fashion. I mean, they still don't think that well.
They're not like, we're all friends.
Yes,
but they're also not like, any second now I could just start killing you.
Right.
But the thing is that while reconnoitering, Philo finds, they're looking to see like secret weapon caches or something, because they don't trust the pixies, and he finds this library that is being run by Vignette, and that's how they meet.
Sure.
She's very like, get the hell out of here. Don't tell anybody about the library. This is not the first secret. The first secret he's been keeping is that he's a half Fae. Right. But this is the second secret he's keeping, which is don't tell the other humans about this place.
Yes.
Because it's got a lot of rare stuff in it, and we value it. He does not tell.
No, he doesn't.
But she's like constantly monitoring him to make sure he doesn't tell.
Yes. But then
he
gives her a book.
Yeah.
So she's the works in the library. Here's a book. That sounds like a stupid book.
I have to admit,
of somebody going to the moon.
That's right. They're going to the moon.
Yeah.
I like how they steampunked it a little bit. They were like, well, if you had a container, you had enough gunpowder. So they did the steampunk moon trip. What I did like about this was, at first I thought, this is a metaphor for their relationship, where Philo goes to this strange land and he meets the native of the land and they fall in love.
Yes, but
no. The story is actually about the kid that's born of this union, which is Philo in this case.
Yes.
And so this guy goes to the moon. He meets people who live on the moon. They have a kid, but then the kid is like either ostracized or something, or he has to go find he's constantly trying to find his parents, I think.
I don't
remember. I'm forgetting.
It's the story within a story. I don't remember.
I don't remember. Okay. But in any case, that's why Philo treasures it so much, is he identifies with the kid born of these two different worlds.
Yep.
And so he eventually admits to Vignette that he is in fact half Fae.
Yep.
I get the feeling, I'll ask you on this. So this is a moment when Philo discovers Darius is a werewolf.
Yes.
And they're talking.
Yep.
Like, yeah. And Darius is like, I can smell Fae on you.
Now,
could just be, because you're having sex with a Fae.
I think that's what he was saying.
You don't think it was like, I can tell you're half Fae? Do you think Darius knows that Philo is half Fae? Especially,
I didn't think so at the time, but that may be what he's saying.
There's one line in particular from a previous episode when we first see Philo talking to Darius in the prison.
Right.
In prison.
Right.
When he says, "I could just as easily be me in there."
Yeah.
I'm wondering now if that means because I'm also half something else. I'm a critch.
It could have meant
And
that.
so,
I
I mean,
initially thought that he was saying he could have been attacked and become half.
Okay.
Fae. I mean, half werewolf.
I
But
Okay.
it could have meant that.
I mean, I have a feeling we'll find out one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, well,
I think Darius
it's possible.
knows he's
I mean,
half Fae.
it's possible. I mean, it's hard to see, unless they get him out of there for whatever
What
reason.
part? Yeah, what part is Darius going to
Where
play
we
now?
need to see him ever again.
Darius is in prison now. I
Right.
can't imagine he stays there, right? Like at some point, I feel like there'll be a moment in the story where it's like, we need help. I know. Unlocked door. Darius
I
comes
guess,
in. I don't know.
or maybe
What's
that's
the point,
when
otherwise?
maybe that's where the pack comes in and they find a way to free him or something, or there's something that involves the, that place, because it's an interesting fact that a number of the plot points come there. So
To the what? The jailhouse?
the jailhouse, yeah. So they had to steal from there, and then that's where they had the traitor or whatever in there. So a number of times events seem to occur there to make me think that if an event somehow with a prison break,
I see what you mean.
or
Right.
an
big
attack,
fight, a riot,
right, or
whatever.
an attack like a bomb or something that would cause him
And
to be able
so
to escape.
Philo would be, or either escape, or Philo's got to save him.
Right.
Like, oh my God, he's down, he's trapped.
Right.
I got to get my friend out.
Right.
Whatever. Maybe.
So-
okay, all right, I like that. I like that angle. Otherwise, it's just kind of pointless to have him sit there.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, it makes you, but maybe he's going to sit there until season 2.
Right. Could be a season 2 angle. So we're now the Pact is gaining ground, coming farther north. There was this attack of the Pact. We got to see them actually transform from wolf to man.
Yes.
Just to show you, look, that's what happens.
Yes. That's the one that died.
And so it's getting close to like, oh God, the Pact's going to be here tomorrow kind of thing. And Tourmaline, we find out, had a prior relationship, kind of an intimate relationship, it seems like, with Vignette.
Oh yeah.
They are no longer intimate.
Right.
But Tourmaline, finding out that Philo and Vignette are having a relationship, goes to Philo and is like, you need to break it off. Yep. Because if you stay here and like the Pact attacks and you tell her to leave, she's not going to leave because she loves you. She's going to stay and die.
Right.
And so her death will be on your hands.
Sure.
Philo takes that to heart. But this is the part to me, like if the story played out that way,
Yes.
I would get it. I'd be like, okay, right, the Pact's attacking. He does something where he's like, I'll fake my death. She'll think I'm dead, and then she'll leave. Thank goodness. Like, I saved her life. But no, he leaves. And so as part of, like, they're withdrawing. This is where the Berg is like, you know what, we can't beat the Pact. We're just withdrawing, and we're going to withdraw. I don't know if that's the moment when they were just withdrawing for all time, but eventually they decide we're getting out of here completely.
Yeah.
But so they retreat. Okay, he's retreating. While retreating, he goes and talks to like the leader of the fairies, and I don't think she's a fairy queen necessarily, but she's like the leader of that group.
Yes.
He's like, tell her I died, and faithfully enough, the elven leader convincingly tells Vignette, "Oh, he was killed by the Pact. It's a shame. We should, too bad.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about it." So it's the motivation that's weird. She's still in the combat zone in that situation. The Pact is blowing up the castle. He's leaving, and he faked his death to leave. Like, it seems like if he was going to leave and he really loved her, they could have left together. I mean, it seems like the reason he's not bringing her along is like, well, there'd be a lot of trouble in the Berg, and I don't know how we'd work it, or maybe if we ran off together, there'd be like, her dying doesn't seem to be the reason why he's broken it off. He's leaving the war.
Yes, he is.
She's still in it. Like,
Yes.
It seems like that was the whole reason that Tourmaline gave, was like, oh, in this war, if she hangs out with you, she's going to die, so you should break it off. okay, I'll leave the war and break it off.
Yeah.
Now I'm a bachelor. I don't know. It just feels.
Yeah.
It feels odd that I don't understand. His
I
reason.
mean, yeah, I think it's that's a motivation for me, I guess, to watch it again. That didn't occur to me as I was watching it. And one of the complicating factors I feel is if why they're there in the first place. So I feel like
why the Berg is there in the first place? Is that what you're saying? Why the Berg hasn't come to their lands? I think it's just to get their resources and stuff like. Oh, this land is really fertile or has a lot of gems.
We don't know. And then the Pact is fighting them, and I think at that time they weren't necessarily fighting the Fae.
You don't think the Pact is fighting the Fae?
Yeah.
You think
I think they were just saying, "Oh, the Berg is here. We're gonna the Berg," and then the Fae is helping them.
I hear that. I think though that the Pact and the Berg are both trying to, in their own way, take over that land, but maybe that the Berg is doing it a little more friendly, and so the Fae is siding with the Berg, but the Pact is kind of trying to dominate the area. Is my thought. But in other words, you're thinking that maybe they just hate the Berg and they're like the Fae are incidentals
until later. When we see the show start, actually.
Because once they take over, they're like, now we kill and rampage. I don't know.
Or maybe like, okay, because you chose a side, now we don't like you.
It's just weird. I guess I'm missing the motivation. If he was literally leaving the war, which he was, why not at least risk like taking her with him? Like, look, you want to come with me? Maybe she says no. Maybe she's like, no, I'm going to stay in my land, and that's more important to her than he is. But instead of giving her the choice to come with him and then try to make a go of it, which would be difficult, but at least they're together, he's like, nope, fake my death.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like even when she finds out, like obviously she's lived through this thing of 7 years. Oh, you've been dead.
That's a long time.
When she finds out that, oh, in fact, you're alive.
And the interesting thing is that that all occurs, him deciding to leave without her friend there as well. So she didn't have the burden of lying to Vignette about Philo dying because she didn't know that he decided to do that to take her advice to leave her.
That's a good point.
So she's like, I don't have to lie.
But basically, Tourmaline gives horrible advice, is what we've learned.
Yes.
She's the one that said, hey, Philo, you should not fake your death, but you should break this off.
She chastises that when she sees him. She's like, I didn't tell you to fake your death.
Yeah, good point. And then she's the one that
I thought
convinces
to break it clean.
Vignette to join the Black Ravens.
Yes.
It sets up a meeting, which ends up in all of these death threats, and she has to kill people.
Although, I guess in Tourmaline's defense, it's you could say both choices that she gives are really between two bad choices. So it's like, leave with Philo to go to a town where you'll probably be ostracized. Yeah. Or, become a prostitute instead of becoming an assassin.
She could be assassin prostitute. Those are the main points. Those are the main points. So that's episodes 3 and 4. We where did we leave off? What
the final scene was her crying with Tourmaline.
Oh, right. And Philo had gone to dinner with Portia.
Yes.
Her crying, I think, is I still love him.
He
gives her back the
thing
braid.
that occurs to me. And she is holding the braid. But the thing that occurs to me, though, is she's still covered in blood. And she had to kill one of her own kind.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's not the reason why she was upset.
Okay. Yeah, she's got a lot of reasons to be agitated.
Yes.
But I kind of feel like
it might be that. Like I said, she is holding the braid. So
that he's not the horrible, he's not dead, and he's not horrible. Because as soon as she realized he wasn't dead, then her immediate thought was, oh, you're a dick who abandoned me and faked your own death. And now she realizes, at least she's figured out, I haven't, but she's figured out, oh, he did it for good reasons.
Well, one thing, she really says is exactly the bind he's in, where he doesn't feel like he belongs anywhere.
Yeah.
So
she's like, she tells him, you're lost.
Yes, right.
Yeah, you're right.
So, and that later on he tells her, yes, you're right. But one of those things that it's important for him as a character to deal with. So even though. We didn't see how he could have chosen her, right? We didn't see how he could have decided to. There's no place in that society for Fae at all. So if he's like, I'm a Fae, I choose that side, what are you going to do then?
Right, yeah, exactly. Yeah. He probably wouldn't be able to be constable anymore.
So, he really would have to cut off his whole life in order to do that, which I don't think he's going to.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll find out soon enough as we cover episodes 5 and 6 next time. Thanks, everybody, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye.